Hi guys, it's Ben here from T-Rex Space Station. How's everyone doing? This is going to be my Play Expo Blackpool 2015 special. I've just had a huge lie-in because I needed to recover from all the excitement of the weekend's events. In this video I'm going to talk a bit about my opinions of the weekend, some of the people that I met, and then of course show you some footage of the arcade cabinets, which was, as always, a lot of fun to play on. So firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to Dave Webster for all the driving that he did this weekend. Yeah, he was very patient with me, driving me backwards and forwards to Blackpool, especially when I forgot my keys and wallet and all these other things and had to go backwards and forwards. As always, Dave is a really nice guy with a really great YouTube channel, and I'm sure you all know Dave Webster by now. It was also really great spending time with Erwin, or Custado, if you know his YouTube channel. He's a really great guy, came across from the Netherlands for Play. He's good friends with Lactobacillus Prime, Mark, and very knowledgeable about his video gaming stuff, and was very helpful to have there when I was looking at things and thinking, shall I buy that, Erwin? And he's like, no, that's shit. Especially when I was thinking of picking up one of the normal Virtua Stick European joysticks for the Saturn, and he was like, that's crap, it's really spongy. So it's really helpful to sometimes hang out with people that know what they're doing, because I'm a little bit of a noob when it comes to things like that. I've got a list here of all the people that I've bumped into, so I'm just gonna, shout you all out as I go along. So yep, met up with Steve and Stuart from Retro Unlim, both really great guys, and both working incredibly hard to improve the Retro Unlim channel and to grow the website, grow the community. And I think that the hard work is really paying dividends at the moment. The community is really growing. The new website's kind of up and running, and there's a transition period between that and the old website. And it just feels like a really exciting time right now to be part of Retro Unlim. Just a group of guys who like old stuff, who are nostalgic for old stuff. Not just video games, of course, but that seems to be the one that's the main focus at the moment, just because of the people that are knocking around. Daniel Hyatt, or Dan Central Gaming, really nice guy, as nice in real life as he is on YouTube, and it was so cool just catching up with him and chatting about video games and music and piano playing and different things. And yeah, just a really sound guy. Please check out his channel if you haven't already, but I'm sure again most of you will have. Aidan Watkins, another really sound guy, great guitar player. I think he's in a Whitesnake or classic rock covers type band, so we had a bit of a chat about guitar playing and things. He's got a new channel, Gamertaf, I'm going to end up saying that wrong, which I've just subscribed to. It's a cool channel. He's just starting out with that new channel now, so please go check that out. Then I've got Harry Yak. Yep, the man behind all of the Retro Unlim live streams. It's really funny when you kind of hear somebody's voice only on the internet, and you kind of picture how they'll look in your head. For some reason I thought that Harry Yak was much older than he is in real life. But he's a really nice guy from, where was it, some place near Wigan that's not quite Wigan. Really nice chatting to him, and again he put a lot of hard work into capturing footage from the conference, especially with the Retro Unlim live stream live, and just a really sound guy who's put a lot of work in behind the scenes for Retro Unlim. Actually, Dan was the guy that first invited me to take part, so thank you very much. And I should also say a special mention to his teletext art skills. He's fantastic at teletext art, and he designed this T-Rex Space Station t-shirt that I was wearing all weekend. It says, "What's that out in space?" if you can see that, which is from the little theme tune thing that I put at the start of my videos. And so really thank you very much, Dan, for designing these t-shirts. A lot of different people had their own custom t-shirts on, and it was just really cool and made me feel kind of part of something. Is it a little bit weird wearing my own t-shirt around my house? Yes, but I've got a big ego and I'm big-headed. No, I'm probably not going to wear it too much, but I will do whenever we're at video gaming things or YouTubey things. Next up, Colonus Deloro, again, difficult one to say. Really quite a big YouTuber who I've been watching for a while. Great to meet him. Unfortunately, didn't have much time to chat to a lot of people. As you know how these things are, everybody kind of wants to go off and do their own things. Shock16, another great YouTuber. Again, only met him quite briefly, but he seemed like a really sound guy. He's got a great YouTube channel, and he's a fan of the Sega Saturn, which is a system that I'm just kind of finding my feet with and getting into. Not massively knowledgeable about it, but certainly a great system. Gashead Steve and Overbook Chris, two more fantastic YouTubers. Again, didn't really have much chance to kind of have a beer and chat with them, but you know, really nice guys. Scott the Console Snob, awesome dude. Bumped into him a couple of times, and he's pretty knowledgeable about his Mega Drive stuff, so asked him a few questions about some of the games I was picking up. And he's just got a Japanese Sega Saturn this weekend, so I'm sure he'll be showing off some cool gameplay footage of that. And just a really nice, down-to-earth guy, and again, a big part of the Retro Unlim community in terms of live streams and other things as well. AD Sneaker Freak, who recognised me from YouTube. Woo! That means I'm a celebrity now, right? No, but thanks a lot for being so complimentary about the channel, AD. It was really great to bump into you. And yeah, he's a really nice guy as well. Please check out his YouTube channel. Kind of a channel that covers video games and sneakers. That's a very interesting combination of content on there. Gadget UK 164, he was knocking around a bit, had a bit of a chat with him. Again, didn't manage to talk to him in too much detail. So yes, I'm sure I will have missed out certain people from that list. It's really, really hard to remember everything that happened. I tried to write everything down and remember people, but if I've missed you out, I'm sorry. But yeah. So, on to a couple of pickups. I didn't buy that much stuff, actually, but I'll show the pickups first and then we'll talk about that afterwards. So on day one, I got, I hope you can see that, this is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, pod racing game. One that I really enjoyed as a child. I often played it on the PC rather than on the N64. I know that Episode 1 is probably everybody's least favourite Star Wars film, but the pod racing was actually one of the cool parts of it, one of the parts that I actually thought was a relatively interesting idea. And it's quite a good game. It uses the expansion pack. It looks pretty nice for an N64 game. It doesn't have too much of the horrible fuzzo vision. And the guy, there were no prices on the N64 game, so I asked the dude how much is it, and he was like 12 quid, and I thought, I'm going to do some haggling. I'm terrible at haggling, but I've decided that I'm going to start doing it when I go to these conventions and actually have a go, because you never know. If you don't ask, you don't get. So I got him down to 10 quid on that, and I thought that was pretty reasonable, and he was like, you got a bargain there, mate, which felt quite cool. Yeah, it's in perfect condition. It's boxed with manual and it's in good condition. So yeah, nice one to add to my N64 collection, which I don't often buy for. Then coming on to a couple of Mega Drive games, both Electronic Arts games. First up is Skitchin'. Alright, dude. This is a cool game that I remember from my childhood. I used to be quite into skateboarding and things and into that whole skateboarding scene when I was younger. Not that I was ever very good at skateboarding. I was kind of shit. I could do an ollie, and that was about it. This is quite a cool game that uses the Road Rash engine. It feels very Road Rashy, but obviously you're on rollerblades, and the idea is to kind of grab onto the backs of cars and beat each other up and stuff. There's always fighting in those types of games, aren't there? It seems pretty damn hard. I've had a quick dabble with it last night just to check it was working, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it as I go along. I'm probably treating it too much like Road Rash, I guess. And next up is a terrifying game from the crypt, The Immortal. Now, I've never heard of this before until yesterday, but I really like picking up role-playing games or dungeon-crawling games on the Mega Drive because I think that's really interesting. It's not a system that's often kind of touted as being an RPG-type system, but there are games out there, and when I come across them, I like to get them. So, yeah, I should say Skitchin' was 8 quid, I think. Yeah, 8 quid. And this was 9 quid. And Scott the Console Snob was there in the when I was looking at it, so I asked him for some advice. Apparently it's a brutally hard game, but also quite cool graphically and with some cool concepts. I played it last night, and Scott, you weren't kidding, it's a bloody beast. It's really, really tough. It kind of reminds me of those roguelike games in that there's lots of unfair deaths. It's like, oh, you didn't know there was a trap there? Well, there is. Fall down this big hole and you can't get back out. I think it's one of those ones where you need to get a little bit further each time and kind of memorize what you're doing and learn the paths and learn the puzzles. I'm not going to let it defeat me, though. I'm going to spend some time with it and at least get past the first level, which apparently is no mean feat. But the instruction book actually, yes, I read the instruction book. That's how intimidated I was. The instruction book actually says, takes you through how to do the first level, so I think that'll be actually a bit helpful to get my bearings with it. I don't know if you guys have played any of those games, what you think of them, but yeah, let me know. So, on to my opinions of the event itself. I might as well come on to the trading area first, I've just talked about my pickups. The trading area was a big disappointment for me. It just wasn't that good. The first play that I went to was the one in Manchester, at the Trafford Centre. And that wasn't great because it was such a huge big warehouse and it was really busy and it was easy to miss people. But it was good because there were tons and tons of stalls. You know, there were several rows of stalls, each with 3 or 4 wide, and they often had boxes underneath the tables and loads of things to rummage in. At the trading area at this one, there was maybe 3 or 4 video game stalls. I'm trying to think. I don't think there were many more than 4, which is a bit disappointing. There was like other stuff there that I wouldn't be interested in, like a samurai sword shop. No, not bothered. Like modern computer technology. No, not really that bothered. T-shirts and things, yeah, okay, that's at least loosely gaming related, you know. But I just thought there was not enough variety in terms of the stalls and availability of games. And also the games were too expensive. A lot of the N64 games were really badly overpriced. Certain Mega Drive games were really badly overpriced. There were Wii games and things that people must have thought were collectible that were like just far, far too expensive, and I was a bit disappointed with that. Even some of the Mega Drive games were yeah, like 15 quid and things, when I knew that I could get them online for like £10, and I just thought, why are you ramping the prices up so much? Like, this is a specific retro event. You know that people here are going to know what things are worth. And surely, seeing as we've travelled all this way, you should give us, you know, nice, fair prices. But no, it didn't. It just didn't seem to be that you could get many bargains. So I've only picked up 3 games, which is pretty reserved for me. Probably spent more money on bloody beer and burgers than I did on video games, which is always the way with these things, isn't it? But I just thought, where have all the sellers gone? Where are all the video game stalls? And I guess it's difficult because like the last thing that I went to was the Leeds Retro Market, which had so much choice. You were spoiled for choice. And so maybe in my head I'm kind of comparing this to that and thinking, God, this is really small. But no, I'm pretty certain that there was a lot less here than there was at Play Manchester, and just didn't seem that much variety. But anyway, you know, I got some good pickups and it was all right. I was looking for a Sega Saturn joystick, like a proper, after Erwin told me about the proper ones to get. But again, there was very little choice in accessories, so just didn't seem to be one there. Never mind. The actual event itself, though, I really, really enjoyed. There were some great talks this time round. You know, the Oliver twins, and hearing about Sumo Gaming, talking about their how to develop video games. It was really nice to get some insights into the game design industry and into sort of programmers' minds, and, you know, just hearing about things that historic video game franchises like Dizzy have developed. I thought that was really, really cool. And I think the biggest part for me this time was just to try and meet people, because, you know, at the one in Manchester I didn't bump into anyone. So this was really a chance for me to, you know, see people in the flesh and put faces to YouTube channels. It's really hard though, because you always think of their YouTube name first and then forget their real name. The Retro Unlim live stream live was fantastic. I thought all the guys came across really, really well. I forgot to mention Alan Stewart, Mainmeister. He was on the panel too. And I thought it was great to see it live. The dynamic between the different dudes was fantastic, and I look forward to watching it online. I think that next time we need to publicise that better, because it was very easy to miss, and unfortunately there weren't that many people in the crowd. So that's something I think we need to work on next time, publicising it, getting more people in. But still, I thought it came across really, really well, and it was a lot of fun watching the banter in real life. And as always, there were loads of great arcade cabinets, and some fantastic retro systems, but I won't waffle on about those too much, because I'm going to show you some footage in just a few minutes. But all in all, I had a great weekend. Thanks to the Retro Unlim guys. Thanks so much for making this such a special event, and for including me in the community. And you're all great guys, and I look forward to meeting you all again soon. Alright guys, I will leave it at that, and enjoy some of the footage of us playing the video games now. See you.